Rather lads, welcome back to Cossy's Arsenal podcast. My name is Cossy. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in all parts of the world. We are back again with another episode of Arsenal Transfer News. Now we're going to be discussing reports from Fabrizio Romano, David Ornstein, Nicolo Schira, around 4 players, and all of them are strikers. Now it looks like Arsenal have decided that the next striker, their main target in the summer, is going to be Gabriel Jesus. Those three reporters, top-tier journalists, can confirm that. But they're also having a point of consensus that Arsenal will be going for another striker, a second striker in the summer. Now, in terms of a second striker, we have 4 candidates today leading the rest. We're going to be running through all of them and looking at all those stories, and I'll give you my reaction, and I need your reactions if you are looking at a pair of strikers. Of course, now it looks like it's a default Gabriel Jesus with someone else, right? So we know the main target, and I'm going to be telling you what exactly is happening and what has been said in the last few hours around Gabriel Jesus. So it's going to be Gabriel Jesus and another player. So I would like you to stop my comments. I mean, let me know if Gabriel Jesus is the striker, then who should we sign in besides him? Would you do Gabriel Jesus and probably Victor Osimhen, Gabriel Jesus and Cody Gakpo? I mean, just let me know any kind of combination that you think you would go for. Right, let's get into it. Hit the like button if you love the content, and subscribe to the channel. I mean, transfers are back, so I'm going to be keeping you posted as we create other Arsenal content as well. Now, Nicolo Schira today in the morning has come out and said Gabriel Jesus has emerged as Arsenal's main target in this summer for a striker. They have agreed a deal between them and the player. The player's representatives and agents have met with Edu, and everything seems to be finalized. There will be meetings between Manchester City and Arsenal to not really to confirm, but to seal the deal. That is come in the June. However, there is also a point that Erling Haaland, according to Nicolo Schira, says Erling Haaland has to first join Manchester City before they can let go of Gabriel Jesus. His contract runs down in 2023. There are high chances he will not be signing a new one, and Arsenal are offering double the salary he's earning at Manchester City. I think that is where the point is for me. Now, there's so many things driving. Gabriel Jesus. According to Fabrizio Romano, he's confirmed that the player will not be staying at Manchester City. He will be leaving at the end of the season, and his likely destination is Arsenal Football Club. However, if you look at all those 3 journalists, including David Ornstein, who's come out and confirmed all the details that I've just talked about, the salary to be doubled because it's earning around 3.5 million euros per year. Arsenal are ready to give him up to 6 million pounds per year. That is almost double, right? It's not double, right? Because double would be 7, would have been 7, but it's almost double. So David Ornstein, Romano, and Nicolo Schira all confirmed the same thing, that this guy is going to be moving on, making his next step. And that step is going to be Arsenal. Yesterday, ESPN did put up something very interesting. They said, boy, pack up your bags and join Arsenal. So it looks like that deal for me is the one for Mikel Arteta. It looks like he's the first striker we're going to be signing. And if I look at that story from Nicolo Schira, it actually shows that City are almost done with Erling Haaland. Of course, we've seen it from Fabrizio Romano. They have agreed personal terms with Erling Haaland, 600,000 per week. That is what it's going to be earning at Manchester City. Now, whether Gabriel Jesus is the main striker, is the right striker, we do not know. But what we can confirm, and what I can confirm in this video, is that he's going to be the first signing Arsenal make for a striker. Right? A couple of reports have come out and said if Arsenal fail to agree a deal with City, then they will wait for him as a free agent in the summer. But that is highly unlikely, with Barcelona lingering around the corner, and also the player, because one of the reasons he wants to leave City as badly as possible, he wants to play in the World Cup. It's a genuine reason, honestly. It's a very, very, very genuine reason. As a player, you want to be you know, you're 25, you want to be picked regularly for for your national team, especially if you're playing in a league like the Premier League. It gives you that advantage over players like Gabriel Barbosa. I'm not saying Firmino. I mean the likes of Barbosa, the likes of Anthony, players playing in weaker leagues. It just gives you that kind of advantage. You're playing for a top side in the Premier League, you're playing for Man City, you're playing for Arsenal. It gives you an advantage at the national team, and that's what he's looking for. He wants game time. It's not the money, it's not anything else. He wants the game time. He wants to play in the World Cup in Qatar. And of course, as far as we know, there will be a break. I mean, this is crazy from FIFA, right? But there will be a break in November, December for the World Cup. So there will be a break during that period, so that we can actually attend to the World Cup. So there will be a break in the Premier League. But for me, it will be a very good, nice move. Very, very nice move for Gabriel Jesus. He comes into a team that is going to guarantee him game time. He comes into a team that is really surely, going to give him the environment for him to blossom. You have the likes of Odegaard, Saka, and Martinelli. They're all going to be, creating all the, that conducive environment for you as a striker. We've done it for Lacazette. He's not scored the goals. I hope when Gabriel, Jesus comes in, he can't really score the goals. So he's our first signing as a striker and main striker, according to Nicola Shearer, Fabrizio Romano, and David Ornstein, reporting in the last 24 hours. The big question now, lads, is who is the next striker? Who is the second signing? Let's start off with Gazzetta dello Sport, who have confirmed that Arsenal are leading the race for Lautaro Martinez. However, the player has not changed his requirements to join any team. He would love to go to Spain. He would love to go to the Premier League if a club has Champions League football. Now, Arsenal, of course, we are still struggling. We are in there, struggling very, very hard to get to the Champions League. And I know we will. I think we will get there. Honestly, I think we will get there. With the fixture that is that we are remaining with, not that very favorable, but I think we'll get there. But the huge point here is Lautaro Martinez and Gabriel Jesus. I don't see that working out, and the reason is, look, these are two very, very similar players in terms of the quality, the level they're playing at, and the way they play, right? So, because if you look at Lautaro Martinez's abilities, of course, I think in terms of bringing you the goals, in terms of being more clinical, he is more clinical, and his positioning as a striker is even better. But I don't see big differences between them. So I don't think Arsenal would go for Lautaro Martinez and then they would go for Gabriel Jesus as well. But of course, Gazzetta saying that Arsenal leading that race. Look, he's the striker I would want. He's the striker I would take over Gabriel Jesus because he's proven to be a strong goal scorer. He's proven to be a clinical goal scorer, and he's got the numbers. He's got the numbers to back him for the last 2-3 seasons. He's been doing it at a very, very top level. But Lautaro, after bringing in Gabriel Jesus, I don't think Arsenal will bring in someone who's just like a look-like, who's so similar. So I think Lautaro Martinez, is out of the deal. Now, Fabrizio Romano as well, in the last 24 hours, came out and confirmed that Darwin Nunez will be leaving Benfica, and he's likely to come to the Premier League. Arsenal, since January, are the first club and at the moment the only confirmed club to have contacted Benfica. Benfica refused to sell in January. We're offering them up to 46 million euros. They refused to sell in January, and now in the summer, it is highly likely that they will sell him at not anything less than £100 million. And I think it's worth it. He's really worth it. He's got 33 goals so far this campaign. Really, really huge fan of him. I'm a really, really huge fan of him. And if Arsenal can get him with Gabriel Jesus, I think that one works out though. Now, I'm not really biased against Lautaro Martinez. You know how much I really rate Lautaro Martinez if you've been watching this podcast for some time now. But the first thing with Darwin Nunez, his availability. Benfica will sell. I mean, you're not going to struggle with the club and the player, right? The club is willing to sell. The player is willing to move. You just need to have those requirements, the money, because players from South America, Uruguay, Brazil, Colombia, Puerto Rico. I mean, I even don't know what Puerto Rico means. But honestly, they want the money. They love their money. You will do anything. You can do anything, but don't talk anything outside the money. So if you can offer him probably 5 million per month, and 5 million per year. Did I say 5 million per month? If you can give him 5 million per month per year, 5 million euros per year, and then Champions League football, because if the other clubs that are interested, United, Atletico Madrid, all those clubs have something above us. They do have an advantage for having Champions League football. So we need to have Champions League football. It must be there to get Darwin Nunez. But 100 million pounds for a 21-year-old seems something like paying over the odds for me. It seems like paying over the odds. I think Benfica would settle for around 80 to 90 million. But should Arsenal go in there and get Darwin Nunez? In my opinion, yes. Because why I would love that Gabriel deal, it would be a facilitator for us to get in a marquee signing, a marquee striker. Because honestly, Gabriel is going to cost you 20 to 30 million euros. So you can spend the extra 80 on Darwin Nunez. That is 120, 110 million euros. That's good money. Or million pounds, I don't care. That's good money. I mean, that striker situation, that forward line needs refurbishment. And, Darwin Nunez, Gabriel Jesus, that would work. I would do with that pair. But before we do with that pair, again, Gazzetta dello Sport have said Victor Osimhen is interested in joining Arsenal. He would love to join the club. And also, Arsenal have made steps towards signing the player, especially talking to his camp. There is no deal and there is nothing close, in terms of an agreement between the player and Arsenal and Napoli and Arsenal. Napoli are still standing their ground. They want not anything less than 100 million. Now, look, if I compare Darwin Nunez and Victor Osimhen, I would take Darwin Nunez because Nunez has got the aerial ability, but he's got that very, very good hold-up play, and he has already had his explosive season. Done it in the Champions League, and he's done it at a local level, lower level, in Portugal, but he's done it. I'll take him. And in terms of physique, because what you want, with this Arsenal, with this business of Arsenal signing in two strikers is, you want someone who is totally different from what you have. If Gabriel Jesus is a hold-up player, if he's more of a facilitator, there are games where you need a number 9. There are games where you need a typical number 9 to come and just bang in that, that one goal. And I think Darwin Nunez, that is the quality he has. He's a number 9, proper number 9. So Osimhen is a proper number 9. But he's not yet proven to me that he can, be that can be worth 20 goals, 25, a season. He needs to do that, right? He needs to do that in Italy because the likes of Tammy Abraham, who is playing for a shit, Roma side, is actually doing it, right? So he needs to prove. But I mean, Victor Osimhen as well, not a bad player, honestly. I would take it, but that 100 million, that 100 million pounds is way over the top. Way over the top. I mean, settle for 70, settle for 90, probably. I don't know. But Darwin Nunez, for me, when we talk about players, coming in with high prices, then Darwin Nunez would be the man. And then finally, let's talk about Cody Gakpo as well. Now, I did report about Cody Gakpo around 4 days ago. The Telegraph, I think the journalist is called Mark Grathmike, something like that. Mark Grathmike, the journalist from the Telegraph. He came out and gave us an exclusive, and he said Arsenal are very interested in signing Cody Gakpo. They have met with the club. They have also met with the players' representatives. A deal in the summer is very, very likely. However, Dortmund and a couple of other clubs in the Premier League are interested. Arsenal leading that trust. The player has already come out and said he would love to play for Arsenal. He doesn't support any club in particular in the Premier League, but he would really love to play for Arsenal. So what I'm gonna say with Cody Gakpo, and because I mean, this is ridiculous for me to be here comparing every player to Gabriel Jesus, because Gabriel Jesus is not one of the best strikers in the world right now. But I would say that they're different. They're really, really different. Cody Gakpo doesn't particularly play as a 9. Actually, he reminds me of Gabriel Martinelli. When I look at Gakpo, I'm reminded of Gabriel Martinelli. Very fast, very swift, and he's got that character. You don't take away the ball from him if he has not decided. That's one of the things I love about him. So this season, 18 goals, 15 assists for him in all competition for PSV. That's ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous. One thing I would take him for is if you can get him into if you can get him to play in this Arsenal side regularly, you're sure you have another outlet, you have another goal outlet. Someone who can give you 10, 20 goals per season, and he's not really playing as a striker. My problem with him, though, is that where he predominantly plays, you have Martinelli and Emil Smith Rowe, and maybe if he's going to come in to help out Saka on the right, that would really work out. That would really work out. Especially in the next video, we'll talk about Saka's injury and why I think he needs some rest. He honestly needs some rest. So Cody Gakpo and Gabriel Jesus, not the best. I mean, not the best pairing I would love for us to sign in the summer, but not that bad, because if you look at the numbers between them, Cody Gakpo scored 18 this season, and Gabriel Jesus this season in the Premier League has scored 7 and assisted 7 times as well, by the way. So it shows you that these are two typical Mikel Arteta players. You have to be able to assist, but then you have to be able to score. But then let me know, lads. Our main striker target is Gabriel Jesus. The deal is very close. So let me know who then should be our second signing in terms of a striker. I would really love to hear from you there. In the evening, we'll discuss Tielemans, because I have so much on my table here. We have Tielemans, we have Tino Livramento. That guy. We'll talk about Tino Livramento at 10 p.m. Right? 10 p.m. Make sure you tune in. Tino Livramento. Who else? Yeah, I think those two. And then we'll discuss the other reports as they come up. See you later.